Where do I normally go for this? Hello, everyone. I'm just here listening to the tunes in my head. Yeah, hoidle to you, Opal Mist, Matt W., David Sams, McGregor Keen. Hello, everyone. Kind of exciting stuff today. Got some. We're gonna be looking at this Google I/O thing and see what's going on because we have an inside track, GimpyG and I. This is all. Well, we're really hoping that there's some Google NDAs come to a close today is the hope. So we're kind of excited about this. Let me see if I could get Mr. Lance Carr into this little chat. Where are you, Lance Carr? The question, of course, is where do I normally stream? Where do I normally stream to? Do you know anyone in the in that one? I'm in the wrong damn. Always the wrong damn thing. TechBandits live voice. There you go. I am now live in the live voice. There you go. All right, and I'm on YouTube just because it's Google. I figure Google. We should have should probably celebrate Google on Google's own terms. Maybe probably help us out too. I don't imagine they love the fact that, hey, let's talk about Google I/O on Twitch. We don't own that. How is everyone? I don't know how this live stream thing works. Like, can I be viewing the live stream without getting into terrible trouble? Cal, if you're there, hello. Sorry, I'm on YouTube again without unannounced. It was all, as always, I'm running around like a chicken with its head cut off and a lovely mustache because I have to go back and film. They've got to do some reshoots. The director didn't like the way that the scene was shot. Wants us to be wetter and more uncomfortable in the rain. So we're redoing that. Hello from Malta. Wow. I've never been to Malta, but I worked with a fantastic Mario as a party. Fantastic Maltese director. Wonderful, wonderful guy. Terrifying man, but absolutely lovely. Heart of gold. Heart of gold, that man. Really loved him. One of my favorite directors to work with. More blood! He loved that kind of stuff. So. Now, I have a couple of confessions to make too, but maybe I'll wait for Lance, because then Lance could mock me as well. This he'll want to, I'm sure. Let me just double check my user settings here, make sure that my voice and audio is all set up, because God knows it freaking hates it when I play with the buttons. So playing with the buttons. Uh-oh. I've been playing with the buttons. Oh my God, I do look slightly. There's a slightly German look to me. I look like Einstein. And then I thought, my poor wife. So I've actually shaved it back a little bit. I'm allowed to. I didn't have as big a mustache as I was sporting earlier this morning. I realized that I wanted to look like I was from the 1940s, not that I was born in the 1940s. So that was my little attempt at making my wife stay another day with me. Like Jason Momoa says, how the hell did you end up with someone like Jane? It's like trickery and deceit, my large friend. All right, I'm okay. I'm from Somerset, England. Oh, lovely. My plan, David Sams, is to move back to Warwickshire. Not back, but we lived there for a little while Jane's dad was around. Now he's not. There was a house. And my dream is to go and live in Warwickshire and have a pig and a tractor. And I'll probably call the pig Tractor, and I might paint the tractor pink. I'll be that eccentric American. Hey, from the UK. Another UKer. Boy, there's a lot of UKers out there. Aren't you guys up kind of late? What time is it? 5, 6, 7, what's it, 8? What, about 8 o'clock? Something like that? We are 8. I guess 8's not that late. 9 is past my bedtime, so that's just how the Stargate geniuses have aged over the years. 1940, about 20 to 8. About 20 to 8. Very good. Okay. Good God. Was that a mess of I.O.? It was OS. Some AI out fat. Well, it's funny, Mech, that you should say that, because here's what I got from it. They've been using AI for the last freaking decade, but they haven't been making a big fuss about it, which I actually think is quite clever. Everyone else is like, we're AI, look at us. Uh-oh. Whereas Google is just being just subtly using it in the background to do everything. And now they're like, well, sure, you can have a look if you want, but let's just keep mentioning bold and what is that? And responsible. It really is. I can't watch any of those things anymore without thinking of what's it called? Silicon Valley. It just looks like Silicon Valley to me. It looks like an episode of Silicon Valley, every little video they do. We're really excited because we want to see this Google developer thing. And I want to watch it with Lance because Lance has had a big part to do with something that may be involved here. I'm just saying. I don't know what I'm allowed to say until today. After today, I guess once they've announced stuff, then the NDA is done and we can chat. But what's going on right now? Now here's the question. So I have questions for people. Can I play this so we can all hear it together?
I'm Craig, and we're super excited to
in a
introduce
little square like this, or am I going to get in trouble for this?
With a modern
Like
AI twist.
I'm not moist critical. Am I going to get in trouble
IO, and
for
featuring a number
watching
of our
this and
favorite
discussing
products.
it while we go type
We
thing?
just released it yesterday, and a lot of you have already
They look
checked it
really
out
excited.
at flip.withgoogle.com. If you haven't,
Flip?
make sure you
What
do.
is this?
For
Flip
now,
Play
we're
IO
here to
Flip.
give you a real-time demo and details about some of the tech we
Is there
use, like
TechBandits
Flutter,
that I don't know about?
Firebase,
What?
and Google
Who is
Cloud.
that? Is that Raccoon
Wanna stay
Noodles?
tuned?
No, it is Wolf Up. Is there a tech?
Wolf Up! Sorry, buddy. Well, Kai, if you want,
Oh,
if
wait,
you'd
I'll
like
quickly
to,
go
we're
turn on the computer. I didn't even know that.
it's
I
Google
was-
I/O. Google I/O is doing this like developer thing, and this stuff that Lance and I have not been able to speak of, that which will not be named for fear of lawyers descending like witches at Hogwarts. We're hoping they're going to be mentioning it today. Is I think the hope. But okay, I got a question for you. So VibePup, what is the deal on this stuff? Like, if I were to live stream this while they're talking, would I get in trouble for that?
Can you say that again? I'm using a different phone, and I didn't realize I had to have it up to my ear to talk to people on Discord.
It's an old-fashioned phone. Well, if I were to live stream this IO developers thing that's happening right now, would I get, as long as it's in a small window and we're commenting on it, we're okay, right? I don't go to the lawyers. I go to VibePup.
I don't want to get you sued. Is it like public?
Well, they're broadcasting it live right now. I thought it'd be kind of fun to do a watch along with Lance.
Oh yeah, then I think you can do a watch along if it's public.
Okay, yeah, they're streaming it at the same time. I guess that'll be, we could be commentary for someone else in the background. We're like the commentary track on a Stargate episode, only we're doing it about, I don't even know what's going on here. They've got some kind of a card game. Have you played this thing, Flip? It looks like Pokemon. Looks like some kind of a Pokemon
no,
game.
I'm gonna quickly get on my computer. Just give me a minute.
Oh yeah, well, no rush. I mean, as I say, this is all very impromptu. I was supposed to do a TechBandits yesterday, but I just, you know what? The world sucks. There's too many things going on. Probably keep it muted. Some watch-alongs get cited over the stupidest of reasons. Yeah, they might use music or something, I suppose.
My computer's very close to my monitor. I just turned it
It's
on.
so funny when you're not talking right into the microphone. You sound like Raccoon Noodles.
Oh crap! Now my headphones aren't working.
Have we got Lance in here yet? Where's the Lance man? Where's GimpyG? Oh, you know what? He said he was having lunch. So it's possible he might be having lunch. He'll get a notification soon saying that he's live, and then he'll be like, "What? We're live?" That looks like a.
You should probably put in announcements in the TechBandit server, in the announcements chat, saying live now. Join the Discord.
Oh, okay, that's a good idea. See, you kids, guys are so hip. Okay, kids. I got told off for calling someone a kid the other day. He was 30, but I said you're still a kid to me. But I guess that could be seen as disrespectful, I suppose.
Yeah.
Which of course I meant it that way. I think you should try a few YouTubes. I can make you a mod. Oh, that's me. I'm talking to Cal. Cal says I should just go for the YouTube thing for a few, see what happens. GimpyG is live, is in there somewhere. Enjoy your lunch. Yeah. Recap. Yeah, so it hasn't, so IO only just started, gone live, VibePup is our wingman. All right. Seriously, may play this cautiously and make comments on specific things as you watch the stream, specifically the things that interest you. Okay, hello friends, how's everyone? Jack Jasra! We're better now. Now that Jack Jasra's here, we're much better. Why don't I see what's going on? Why is it, they're not, yeah, what's going on there?
I got an old Apple phone, and I'm trying to get all the stuff on it.
Oh, yeah? What do you mean? Like it's someone else's phone?
I upgraded phones, but the other phone, Instagram doesn't work on it. And Instagram is the only place I can text some friends. So I had to get it on there so I can text friends. So now I'm basically downgrading back to
These are
the
real
iPhone
tears,
7.
Chloe.
Sorry, that was my that was me trying to get the audio to work. This is weird though, because when I try to put the audio in, it won't play the video while I'm doing this as well. I guess there's probably some reason why it does that. But if I know what it is. Probably because if I go to here, then I can I see. Well, I've got text underneath it, so I could sort of see what's going on. So they've played some little game. It is funny. Have you ever seen any of these before, Vibe Pop?
No, I have not.
They're like Apple is the king of these. Like Steve Jobs was the king of this kind of, make tech look like some kind of a Bible meeting or something. You know what I mean?
Oh, guess who's
Right.
in the call?
Hey, it's the GimpyG.
It's me.
How are you, buddy?
Boy, don't these two make it look so fun to play their AI game?
Have you even heard? I've never heard of this.
Me either. I think Glenn had something to do with it, but oh my god, it sucks.
We'll have to play. There goes the NDA. That's done.
Hey.
So they're counting down. I can't hear it because, of course, I'm basically worried that we're going to get, Google's going to take us out.
But
with audio going in the background, you think it's okay? If I put it on the background, but very, very low, how's that?
What if we get one strike? Who cares?
Yeah. Let's see what they say. I mean, this is us commenting on it, right? Like, I'm sorry, but
yeah.
Did someone just literally cut their logo out of construction paper and just glue it to the counter there? Is that?
It's just incredible.
There's a part of me that feels like, well, it's good that it's, that it's like, it's for nerds. It's low tech stuff. You know what I mean?
Well, it really feels second class compared to Apple. I'll tell you that.
Well, Apple, like I was just saying, Steve Jobs was the master. Like everyone's trying to just live up to that at this point. This feels like an episode of. It just feels like an episode of Silicon Valley. All of them do now, including the Apple ones.
Not us though.
Yeah.
We're totally cool.
We're way
legit.
Cool. Yeah.
Yes.
Are you excited? Because I said that which will not be named.
I'm so excited. Yeah. And freaked out.
I think it's like, I hope they don't. I hope they use it. I hope they don't go like, we're running out of time. Let's we'll do.
Wouldn't that be like a huge amount of money though? I mean, holy shit.
This is like the television industry though. The television industry makes pilots and never shows them. They spend tens of millions of dollars. What about Batwoman? They made an entire freaking movie and then canceled it.
True. A $70 million movie.
I'm trying to up the tension. So like, they're gonna use it for sure. Do you notice though? Did you watch any of the opening stuff?
I watched all of it with the hope that maybe they would, because they kept talking about responsibility.
Yeah.
We can fit in there.
Bold but responsible, Lance. Bold but responsible. Yeah.
Bold, responsible.
The thing
it's like when you drive down to the river to take a swim, but then you think better of it when you get there and see the slimy water.
I thought you were going to start singing a Bruce Springsteen song.
Yeah.
The thing that struck me was that everyone says, Google's so behind on this AI stuff. I don't think that's the case. I feel like they've been using it in the background for like a decade or so now. Like all those little things that they're like, oh yeah, look, it helps autocomplete. Well, now it can do the whole email for you and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And I feel like now they're like, okay, no, you want us to show it off? Sure. But if any of you losers with AI companies want to go out there and make idiots of themselves first, you go right ahead.
Did you see the fold phone that you can talk to somebody and it puts their language in writing on the other side?
Oh, that's cool. No, I didn't. I
didn't
get that far. I only got that far through my salad. I was eating my delicious salad that I made for my wife.
Gotcha.
And we were catching up because I never see my wife anymore. Like she goes to Cannes again next week.
Gee whiz.
I talk to you more than I talk to my wife at this point.
That is so sad.
Yeah. And no offense.
Does she get a tan down there in Cannes?
She does. She comes back looking healthy. Well, she comes back exhausted, actually, because she's just out partying the whole time. I'm sorry, partying. I mean networking, whatever the term is. You know?
Networking.
Yeah,
Yep,
that's
creating
net
bonds.
That's it, exactly. They're committed to open and integrated solutions. God, I wish they'd just be able to. I guess they're trying to make it loose and stuff, but it just is coming across as a little staid, shall we say? Oh, right. I was supposed to put I was supposed to put a.
Go ahead.
I'm supposed to put a message in the Discord. Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, do it with Discord.
What is this flip that they're freaking out
Twitter.
about? Should we flip the flip?
I don't know.
What is this flip thing? I don't even know what it is.
You're so lucky you didn't watch some of the beginning cringe.
I watched the beginning, but I didn't get to the end part.
Okay, because they're like talking, and they kind of, oh look, a pizza and fondue.
What about that music thing? I was like, what the hell? What the hell was the
I was
music
like, man, they
thing?
sure hope they actually laugh at our stuff and not.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about. We don't know anything about what's happening, do we, Lance?
What? I have no idea what you're talking about.
We know nothing until we know something. Okay. Hey, everyone. Let's geek out over Google I/O with GimpyG. Big news about to break, right?
True.
We're over on YouTube, aren't we? Shoot, I should probably mention that. Let me do
that'd
this.
be a good thing to
Put the link to the YouTube.
What a brilliant idea. I think that's what I'm going to do. And I'm now going to share.
I put the link on, I sent it to Barnacles and put the link in there, but.
Oh, did you? Oh, smart. What am I looking for? I've forgotten already. YouTube, right. I wanted my own channel. There you go. Where's my channel? Come on, little channel. Where are you? Oh, don't make me sign in. Please don't make me.
You've been on YouTube since 2006?
Dude, I was like one of the early ones. I saw it. I thought of it as a place to put videos for yourself. I didn't think of it as a place that you'd actually,
It is, but
use.
it was then.
I never realized that what its true potential was. I used to do my favorite line from Stargate. You know?
I've watched some of your little funny stuff. I like it.
My earlier, funnier stuff?
Well, no, just like, you I can't remember. You had flip-flops on and
Did I?
went and, like, talked to your neighbor
Did
kind
I?
of in a breaking in kind of way. Yeah, dude, you were funny.
Oh, God, I don't remember how
You should do comedies.
Ugh, comedies. Well, the thing I'm doing now is a comedy, sort of. I think it's some of it's
Cool.
supposed to be comedy-ish. I don't know if I'm the comedy part or what. All right, let me see. Just get this. Let me just get it.
Pretty good at comedy.
You think comedy's
What's
the
that?
way to go?
Well, I
I
mean,
think Lance has got comedy down.
I feel like you are good at. You actually, if you think about it, especially with Rodney and stuff, a lot of that's comedy, isn't it? I
Well,
mean,
it's comedy. Yeah,
you got shot in the butt.
I always feel like I'm funny in the non-funny things. I don't know about no one ever puts me to full comedy for some reason, or rarely do they. But they.
That's a mistake.
And that is their fatal error. It's why? Because I have a face for evil, not a face for comedy. That's what it is.
You do not.
That's true. I do face for evil, slimy face evil.
If so, why do you look just like a baby orangutan?
It's
making a smile.
but an evil baby orangutan is what I'm saying.
Okay.
You think if only those baby orangutans would use their powers for good. Okay, there you go. That is shared. That's shared. I'm going to share the same thing again over on the other Discords. Can I get rid of one of my Discord servers? It's nuts having two.
I think you should nuke one, yeah.
Just copy and paste them over, I would feel like.
Can you do that?
You can copy and paste messages.
Oh, shoot. I forgot to put the @everyone part, so nobody saw it. Oh, God, I'm an old man when it comes to this stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Old man.
Well, this is, slapstick.
This is the
Part of the comedy.
This is the comedy you wanted. You got it, kids.
Yeah.
You want comedy. I'm your man. Have they said anything exciting yet?
Nope. Palm API.
Come on. Really?
Here's a question, David. What's API?
Application protocol or application programming interface, I believe, something like that.
Okay.
Something along those lines, I believe. I guess I want to do this for everyone now. Okay, let's try that again. I guess they're just going to talk about AI. Is that the sense I get?
Well, yes, which is true.
I mean,
for all the cool stuff.
well, and I would say that's almost every company. Like every company at this point needs to be talking about AI. I said to Jane and her I don't know what the term for her would be, her fellow producing partner. And I said to them, look, just everything you do in the day, think about how could I use AI to do this? Because that's what everyone should be doing with their jobs right now in every regard, you know?
Dude, it will come to a time when Jane will say to her phone what she wants, what kind of a movie she wants to set up, what size it's going to be. Just, use her general knowledge, and it can do all the minutia crap that she hates, or at least I would hate.
Well, I already look, dude. I'm using it for programming all the freaking time now, all the time. Like
I got to get that going.
Python. I've been doing Python. I've been working on this. So I've scraped all the data of science. It's kind of a fun thing. I mean, I think I've told you this, but I may not have told other people. But so I've been playing with Python to scrape these science fair abstracts. No names. No people, just the abstract info and their location, and then I've been using that just to try to get a sense of sentiment for like what science fairs, what the kids are, what are kids interested in now, and how has that changed over a period of years. And the only real thing that and again, I'm not at very early stages with this because I don't know what I'm doing. But one of the things I did notice was that the bio side of stuff has really picked up by the looks of it.
Okay.
But it's always existed. It's always been up there, but it's definitely picked up, since the pandemic more than it had before. But again, it just depends on how you get this. It's really cool. The system stuff. I mean, I'd love someone to explain it to me because I don't exactly know what I'm doing, but it basically grabs categories and puts a bunch of words together. It says, give me 2 words together and 3 words together patterns, and see how. Oh, what's this? Do you know him?
Workflows. Nope, don't know him.
Okay, all right. Will we recognize anybody when they come up? Do you think?
I hope.
You don't know who's doing the actual presentation?
No. Glenn did these little presentations.
Yeah.
Which explains why he was absolutely delirious about one that shall not be named. But
right. He'd done a bunch of these before in the past, type thing.
In the past, and for this particular Google I/O.
Randy the Magic Man,
so he's
thank
been
you
a
very
busy
much.
boy.
Randy the Magic Man is appreciating the stash, the Hewlett stash. This is costume basically until Friday morning, and then I'm going to shave it off so that I can't be invited back to do any more filming because I'll have already come back once. I'm like, that's it, you're done. You got your free reshoot. I'm out of here. It wasn't free. I'm sure it's not going to be free. It's going to cost me a fortune, I'm sure. Actually, I say that. I'm the only one who's got to come back. So,
You're the only person?
Well, everyone else already still there, right? There's the 2 leads are in every day with pages and pages and pages and pages of dialogue. It's crazy. I mean, look, if he pulls it off, it's going to be amazing. Like, absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
I gotta share this story idea with you. I'm really excited to talk to you about it because there's another little thing which I'm thinking maybe we should try as Baz and my first project in Unreal Engine. I thought it'd be kind of fun to do like storyboards for it or something, like to do a little animation of what I would like to do with this thing, and that I want to talk to you about, of course, because any opportunity to talk to Lance about anything really.
I still want to do a quadriplegic serial killer. That would be difficult, but really cool.
That would be. I mean, yeah. Would you sort of like rely on the kindness of strangers to lure people in and stuff?
Yeah, use the whole.
Poor me.
I'm handy capable.
Yeah.
And gosh, I like to talk about how capable I am.
Can you pass me that car jack? But then what are you gonna do? You can't. I say, can you pass me the car jack so you can hit him in the head? But of course, you can't hit him in the head either. So what do you do?
No. I was thinking things like, you get somebody to help you build these models that you want to build, and you have them use that type of epoxy, like you have the old stuff that it says right on it, danger. It will cause massive depression. And then when they're in there doing it, and then you start like, gosh, in some ways I feel great being quadriplegic compared to what you have to deal with.
Wait a sec. There was glue that made you depressed?
it was a, what would you call it? It's a resin. That's what it is.
Yeah.
A resin.
What do the resins cause depression?
Yeah, like massive. Yeah.
Or was it just because you were in your basement, building so many models? If you
Huffing
haven't,
it like yeah.
if you've huffed enough of it already, then chances are you're probably at a pretty low point in your life, anyways.
Well, right, and it said use under extreme ventilation or outdoors. Don't even use in the garage. That kind of thing, right?
Right.
But I'd have that part marked off by somebody, or make sure that they got me one that was already marked off, and I'll say, "Oh, that was you." Oh, wait, did I say I? I meant the quadriplegic serial killer.
Yeah, not you. You're not the. What are you talking
I'm
about?
not that guy.
I'm not the
What are
serial
you
killer
talking
here.
about?
All right. Quick. Look out. Lance is gone serial killer. All right. In Jetpack, no, still not the. They're talking about, I guess they're talking about, I see. So this is just AI coding, I'm guessing, right?
Did you show the nice people you can't, wait, I think you could.
What?
Show them that neat mid-journey thing you made of my kisser?
Oh, yeah.
Then we can explain it later.
Good point. Let's see if I can bring it up. Oh, wait a sec. God damn it, I have to keep remembering. Wait a sec. If I do this. Oh, how does it? Okay, wait a second. What if I drag this one off? Aha! So that way, that keeps that one going, but I can do the. Okay, yeah. All right, let me do this. All right, if I open this, can I open a file like that? Will it let me do that? It used to be back in the old days, I used to just be able to open files. New tab. Nope. Does it not let you do that? Well,
to fill airtime, have you watched the menu?
Oh, I loved it.
I loved it, dude.
Yeah, I thought it was really good.
I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but it was really neat.
I also watched.
Oh,
sorry, go ahead. Yeah. No. Go.
The unbearable weight of massive talent.
Yeah, it was some funny bits. Some funny bits.
Dude, I think Nick Cage had to have some pretty big balls to play himself as an enormous douche, even if he is an enormous douche.
Well, I guess it just seemed. Look, it was fun. It was definitely fun. There you go. That's my most recent. That's my most recent AI artwork. Is GimpyG as a sort of a chocolate. It almost looks like a candy game controller.
True.
But I love the sheen on it.
Yeah, and
it's definitely you. Well, I put a lot of cutes in. A lot of cutes, and I put in your logo, and I put in what else to do, and a couple of other AI things that came up that I thought were cute but not there yet.
Man, Midjourney's come a long way.
It's, oh my god, I love it. I mean, it's a lot of iteration involved now, but and I do find myself using Photoshop a lot with it as well.
I hope everybody is getting your newsletter, because every week it's entertaining and fun.
I feel so guilty because I haven't done one yet. You know what's going in it though, for sure, is James Gurney's new Kurzgesagt. It's freaking awesome. He can post, can't he? Can he post in there? I'm gonna go back and have a look and see if he's. Where did he post it? He posted it somewhere. Did he post it to me specifically, or was it to everyone?
He posted it in general chat, or maybe it's to you specifically in Discord. I know that.
Yeah, it's general. Okay, let me go. I'll grab it from there, because it's just another freaking awesome. I love those guys. I think they're fantastic. Fact, I think it was James who introduced me to them in the first place, I believe. Dun dun dun.
I know James doesn't need any more, support.
Dr. James Professor Gurney?
Yes, Professor Dr. James Gurney. I told him he might be the funniest super genius scientist.
It's possible.
Ever.
It's possible.
Now,
in real life.
That Oppenheimer had a really solid 10 minutes,
Jesus, wow.
But it was really filthy.
We got that movie looks so beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Hey James, where did you put that thing? Where did you put your Kurzgesagt video? I'm just awesome too. Just stick my name in there a couple of times. I think we can do that. James R. Gurney, or Jim the Evo is a better way of putting it. Oh, why does it stop whenever I? God damn it! It sucks. Son of a.
Look at all these people
What are
moving.
these? People are talking.
Stuff.
People are talking.
Yeah, but they're just talking about dumb stuff.
Oh,
Working out. Gross.
Has anyone got one of those Google things? I have no desire to have a folding phone. Is that wrong? I feel like I can almost, even if it doesn't break, I feel like it's just going to.
It's the continuous fold and unfold, fold and unfold.
I just don't know how that doesn't break. Like, I don't.
Linus has one.
Yeah.
The Samsung one, and it, after a year, it's just got all these micro fractures all the way up the center.
I love
for a $1,700 phone.
I love the idea of it. Like, I absolutely love the idea of it. But I think
if you had money pouring out of your tuchus, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, or let's say you'd worked with Google and they wanted to send you one.
That'd be great.
Wouldn't that be wonderful?
That'd be a hoot.
Okay, so Peloton, whatever. Peloton's too expensive. I don't understand how Google is teamed up with Peloton. It doesn't seem like a good mix to me.
Didn't Peloton almost go under fairly recently?
Well, I don't know. We use Peloton yoga. We use Peloton. Jane uses the Peloton bike and stuff. I love the program. We don't have the bike. I got a knockoff bike because I was like, I don't want to spend like $2,500 or whatever it is on a bike and then hundreds of dollars a month to keep it going. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You remind me of a young Jethro Bodine. Like, you could get the regular thing, but you don't. You make your own out of what you have available,
What is I don't even know who that is. Have you just dated yourself horribly?
In the Beverly Hillbillies.
Oh, yeah. Then you have very much dated yourself. There you go.
Well, I'll just tell anybody listening right now, if you haven't watched the Beverly Hillbillies, you ain't lived yet.
You know what's funny? I don't think I've ever watched an episode of Beverly Hillbillies.
You sick.
I remember the ad, and I remember thinking, it was in black and white, wasn't
it? To start with, like the first 2 or 3 years were black and white. And then it came to us in genuine color.
It just looked, it's so funny, it always looked dated, even back then.
Well, they're from Tennessee. They literally think
I watched Dukes of Hazzard.
Still, yeah.
That was way more racist. It was just insane, looking back on some of those shows. Dukes of Hazzard, they drove around in the General Lee.
Dude, it's true.
It's insane.
Did you know? Okay, for all the Southerners who say that's not racist, it's illegal to use swastikas and things in Germany. Okay, any kind of Nazi symbolism.
I like Notzel. Notzel makes it sound so much less cool. Notzel.
It sounds like a snack, really.
Yeah, I like it. Or you just took a nasty Notzel. You know what I mean? It's just
Nazi symbolism.
Yeah.
So they actually went to the Confederate flag. So German Nazis wave around that flag. So it seems like it might mean something to some people.
Yeah, still to this day, weirdly, yeah. It was not announcements. Was it announcements or was it? Oh my God, this is it. I gotta get. Oh, there you go. I can't have this. There's too many damn Discord things going on. Someone's gotta help me figure that out. Okay, let me just get this in the chat here.
I think one gets you, whichever one you use for streaming, keep that.
Yeah.
And just nuke the other one.
What's going on with this? Why does that come up? The one I use for streaming is not the public one. That's the problem. Right? The private one, it's a private Discord, a Discord for no money.
For money.
I have a really good idea that you can do.
What do you got, Five Pup?
Give all of the bandits a role on the public one, and then have secret chats for the bandits, and then that's just one Discord and.
Done. I think that's brilliant. That's brilliant. The last time I tried to make it work, though, the other thing is the bandits have aged up to a point where I feel like they're probably better cyber.
Wait a minute. What do we got here?
Watch face formats in participation with Samsung.
Oh, never mind.
What?
They mean an actual
They teamed
watch.
up with Samsung? Oh my God, that is the clunkiest attempt. I used that. That's how I made my Stargate watch, using the Samsung Watch face.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I did a whole bunch of those things. I have a Stargate one for. I guess I should revamp it and put it out there for the old Google phone.
Yeah.
But my Samsung Watch died though. Right.
Really?
Wear OS 4.
Were
Were you involved? Were you involved in this in any way? Lance?
Yeah.
Were you involved in?
No.
Yeah.
No. I don't even know what a Samsung is.
I don't know what you're talking about. You and your Samsungs. Okay, let me see if I can do this. If I open that, will that change what we're looking at? No, you're still looking at that one. Okay, because I want to get on my channel here and post that video.
Okay, what do we got going?
What do we got? What's going on?
Nope, Florina.
Florina, where the hell's that? We're trying to be very supportive of everyone else's stuff as well.
They put he him on my. Never mind.
They put what?
I thought that was funny. Nothing.
He
I can't.
him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a he him moniker. So
You know, I gotta say though, there's I I know people struggle with that. It's just kind of nice to know, isn't it? Like there's people I've met who I don't know.
Especially for me.
You know?
When I got all that Baby Yoda stuff and couldn't put it up on Reddit, and they're like, "Why did that old lady get a bunch of Baby Yoda stuff?"
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was like, "I have a mustache, man."
They used
He's
to
like,
think.
"Oh, I'm so sorry."
They used to think I was a girl for most of my young 20s, and but
Well,
you know,
dude,
I was
you were beautiful, man. I'm just gonna say it.
I was beautiful. What happened? That's what I want to know. What happened to beautiful?
Did you ever live next to anything like, I don't know, 3 Mile Island? Or...
No, I don't think so. I think it was just bad living.
That's probably what it
Bad
was.
living did it. You know.
You hung out with that Buster.
Buster
right?
Poindexter. How you feeling? Hot, hot, hot. Oh God, I loved him. He was wonderful. Absolutely wonderful guy. There's a movie about him, I think, or the New York Dolls or something. He's absolutely wonderful. Yeah. What was his real name? Buster Poindexter was his stage name, but I knew him as David Johansen. That was it, David Johansen. I think he's got like a radio show and stuff. Oh my God.
Oh, does he?
He's like one of those amazingly driven New Yorkers. Like he's just like New York from like the 1960s, 70s or 80s. And I guess 70s. I guess 70s probably was his time.
I don't know. Mostly what I knew him from was Scrooge.
Hot, hot, hot. Yes, Scrooged, of course. Yeah, Taxi Driver. Scrooged.
And the song.
Yeah.
Wait, why Jim Evo? Oh, there he is.
What about him?
Well, he keeps popping in, but he's not saying anything.
Oh.
So I'm thinking maybe he
He's
can't
welcome to pop in.
or...
He's welcome to pop in, of course.
Do you have him muted or
I
anything?
don't think so. I haven't touched anything. You know me. I never touch anything
I know
for fear
you.
that something might happen. Where's our
If
little
you
Discord?
approach computers like Barnacles, you would cause fires and
This is why.
lockdowns.
Well, this is what I said to. I actually said this to Barnacles at one point. I was like, just put a computer aside for streaming and leave it alone. Don't touch it. Because every tech talk we end up having to, 20 minutes of like that's what I've learned with this system now. Oh, I have my confession to make. Vipup, I have a horrible confession to make.
Nice. Are the feet in the basement?
Shall I just show you?
Oh.
HP laptop. I bought a cheaper gaming laptop, and I'll tell you why. Because I was looking at components, and I really would love to build my own PC again. I loved that process, but I needed, I needed to be able to have a computer that I could bring up, sit beside with Baz, and work on this Unreal Engine stuff because we're going to do that together. And I just can't do that with a desktop. And also, I can't be moving my desktop up and downstairs. I'll never stream ever again.
Right.
It'll never work. Right. So I ended up biting the bullet. I went with a cheaper HP laptop. It's not the top rated, but it's like they said it's the best cheap, like need raw power and it'll do you. Well, that's the one. Wait a sec. Why am I? Jim, you're muted for some reason. I think he got a new microphone.
I can. I can hear him.
I can't hear him. He's muted for me. Isn't that weird? Okay, I'm unmuted. There.
My chair turned up.
There you go.
Wow, he muted
Now
you,
we can
James?
hear you.
That's okay.
No.
I can only talk for a few minutes anyway. I've got to rush. But I just want to say, before you destroy the Discord servers or anything like that, just remember the reason we had to split them was child protection laws. If you have any children under a certain age, we can't have. It's a really bad idea to have them mixed with two people.
Even though they're doing that anyways.
Even though they're doing that anyway, unless you want to give Cal a heart attack.
Is there a way to separate people, like they're not, like people aren't allowed to communicate with people at a certain level in it or something?
I don't know.
No, I remember that was like a thing. So there's a part of it that just goes like, well, like Vipup's on Reddit, for God's sake. Aren't you, Vipup? Are you still doing Reddit?
Wow, what a cesspool.
You know?
I've never had Reddit.
Oops, never mind. Forget that then. No, I thought you were watching 50/50 or something with the rest of the kids. That crazy channel where people would die and stuff.
You're thinking of something else. I've never had a Reddit account.
But you've gone to Reddit. I'm sure you were telling me about something you saw on Reddit. I'm sure of it.
Wait, are
I've
his
gone
parents
to Reddit
watching?
for tech advice, like when my computer isn't or software isn't working, because for some reason they always have answers.
Yeah, okay, that's fair enough. Well, now you can ask, was it Google Bard? Because apparently we can all use that now.
Doesn't work as well as ChatGPT.
Is it not?
I was just trying it this morning. No, not for me.
I love ChatGPT, but I love how recent Bing is. But Bing,
Wait, what do we have here?
Oh, what do we got? What's this?
No.
I don't run.
Oh, all right. See you,
Sorry.
Jib.
Trying to remind you
Thanks,
not to mute
thanks for coming in and saving me from jail.
Yeah. I might be back later.
All right, man. Cheers. All right, now what are they talking about now? Who's this? This is Matt Wadden.
This is going so long.
Matt
Because
Wadden.
I'm supposed to speak at 3:30,
Yeah.
and I hope they give me a minute to like chill.
I would argue that. So you're supposed to speak at 1:30, like live?
Or, yes, like, yeah, off of Google Meet.
Oh, you're gonna Google Meet. So you're gonna drop out and go to Google Meet, and then we can watch you potentially.
Not on this. It's going to be like an after party. I'm betting it's all going to get pushed back. What do you think?
I don't know. This is so weird to me because I don't understand why they have why split it up into two different pieces? Like, why not just run it all together? It's different people talking anyways. And
Right.
yeah, it's weird. I guess, I don't know. We'll see what happens to Google stock after this, right? They've done a lot of talking about AI, and they've made me think of rainbows every single time.
They talk about AI a ton.
AI rainbows.
And new products they come out with, which, as you know, like Google Glass, that was a smash.
You know what?
Google,
it was so cool. I thought it was so cool, but you just look like such a knob wearing it. WebAssembly, right. What's that? That looks cool. Was that Unreal I see in there? No. Is that Unreal?
Oh, that'd be me.
No, I don't know what that square box is. Maybe
Manage memory language.
Today we have something really cool updates for the community. Here you go. WebAssembly. There you go. Manage memory language. So it manages the memory for you? Is that the idea? This is
3x faster rendering.
I'm sure Barnacles would have things to say about this.
Yeah, he would understand.
I'm back on a train again tomorrow, Lance.
Gee, what?
Yeah, back again. I love the train. I gotta say, absolutely love it. Especially now that I've got a new laptop to play with, where I can install certain things that don't run on Mac yet.
You should wear like the hunting cap and the pipe, and just like walk into sit next to somebody and say "whoa."
No, you know what? I'm
like
such a snob. I pay extra to go business, and then I can sit by myself. That's how much of a snob I am. Well, otherwise you end up with have you welcomed Jesus into your heart? I'm like, I'm okay. Thanks. I got a 3-hour train ride. I may have you up on a cross in that time. So, yeah. Ah, crap. I know that I put a new pin on my computer. I have no idea what it is. Already.
Oh, I know. I was going to tell you something that I was looking into bigger streamers, and they all run 2 computers. One that they stream with that they never touch.
Yeah.
and then one that they game with and things.
So I'm rolling like a big time YouTuber with my two.
If you're doing it now, or you're about to, yeah.
I've got one computer that I only use for streaming now. That's why I'm nervous. Well, I shouldn't say that. I, for the most part, attempt to keep it only for streaming. In fact, now that I've got this laptop, which is a Windows machine as well, I mean, there's just some stuff you just have to have a Windows machine for. You know?
True.
And in fact, some of the GPU stuff for the AIs, you know, it just makes sense to have it. But he says, talking himself into it. But what I think I'll do is I'll strip everything off this other computer and just like literally have it running. I might even reinstall Windows and just put in what I need for streaming, and then I'll leave it at that because it works so much better that way. Hey, David, let me know if you need any help with the escape room stuff. Can certainly help out any way I can. Oh, thank you, Randy the Magic Man. I have yet to get together the inaugural meeting of our escape room. I'm supposed to talk to Jen and you about that at some point. I'm really hoping I can sort of like just take a big, deep sigh and get on with what is this? Web GPU.
No, something. Yeah. Are you going to be doing your rendering on their end, in their servers? Is that what they're talking about?
Well, they've got Colab, which I love, where you can run all sorts of stuff on there. But I guess so. What is going on? 3 times longer to render. Why? Oh, I see. It's just the format that they're using. It's so funny. Those pixelated images always remind me of the early days of the internet, like trying to download, pictures of women in bikinis and things. Yeah, yeah.
True. Yeah, bikinis. They definitely have bikinis on.
Yeah, for sure. AOL.
And you just wait and wait and wait.
It's ridiculous. I remember downloading Linux. That's how much of a nerd I was. I remember downloading Linux. It took me, I think it was like 3 days and like 40 discs or something. It was ridiculous.
Oh my gosh.
But I did it and I ran it, baby.
What did I get? Heroes of Might and Magic. And boy, did I get in trouble. That's when we got 2 landlines. Because my mom tried to call all afternoon.
Oh, and couldn't get through? Thought you were you were dead somewhere, and really you were just downloading Might and Magic?
True.
Baz went to the gym and didn't tell us. And I was like, dude, like, what is the first thing I'm going to think? I'm going to assume you're dead in a ditch. Like, that's, of course I'm going to assume that. Or you've been abducted by aliens. Okay, they're still talking about updates. Oh my God. Well, here's on the plus side, it'll be a great clip. we can clip it, right?
Right. You mean the thing we're talking about?
Yeah, because right now they're talking about the romanticizing of vanilla, what is it? Vanilla JavaScript? 50% developers use front-end frameworks. There you go. Exciting.
True.
Exciting stuff. I'm sure this is exciting if I was smart enough to understand it.
Or if you're right in that work, you know?
They should have put you, well, if there was something you were involved in, it should have gone up first.
That's what I think.
That would have been a feel-good start.
Don't suck the life out of them and then throw me up there.
It's like, clear! And then that's when Lance shows up.
Yeah.
Astro, Flutter, Nux, and Sveltkit. I love the names. Someone's job is to come up with names. Although we know for a fact that at least one of those people is very good at naming things, right?
Right.
Do you remember her name?
A disabled lady.
Yeah, do you remember?
Can't.
Yeah. Because she should get serious, or they should get serious cred for what they're about to come up with.
You want to go or you want to wait for me?
True.
You know? All right.
You guys can go. We can just... I'm talking to my sister and brother-in-law.
They're telling me
you guys can go. It's just nothing. We'll just watch that part together when it happens. Right now,
they're not interested in the Angular app. It's like a big framework hug.
Well, you know, they're really into modern web debugging. But...
Yeah, and frameworks, various different frameworks. You know, modern web debugging. Yeah. There you go. You're slightly ahead of me, by the way. Am I behind a little bit? I must be behind a little bit. Oh, I am. Look at that. I'm behind ever so slightly. I'm back on now. I'll tell you.
We're up there.
I'll tell you, any kind of debugging that they've got to make debugging easier for me, I'm all over that. It's weird that Bard would not be as good as ChatGPT. I just don't understand how they could be.
We're gonna have to look at it.
Yeah,
well, maybe it's part of being responsible, yet bold.
Maybe, yeah. It's funny. I mean, they've got to be so careful, right? Because there's like, but it's like one of the few nonpartisan things in Washington now is this like, well, AI's got to be regulated somehow. You know what I mean?
And they have no idea what they're.
Well, that's the
gonna
problem. It's like, you know, I'm like, it's like asking your grandfather to regulate this stuff because half of them don't even use. Half of them don't even know what social media is. Excuse me.
True.
Interaction to next paint. Oh, whatever. Okay.
What do you think about this idea?
Yeah. What do you got?
Every AI developer has to read the monkey's paw, or do an audio of the monkey's paw.
Right. Be
That
careful
way
what you
they
wish for.
think to themselves, right? Like, okay, how could this go wrong? Okay, now I'm wishing for something nice, but how could this become something awful?
Or they could just watch that scene with Mickey Mouse and Fantasia.
Oh yeah.
Like that's the ultimate. That's AI. Like literally, he uses magic to do his work for him, and then it ends up, you know,
and it all screws up.
But do you think that's like where does that come from? Like, is that actually the reality of our world? I feel like
if so, we wouldn't be doing. People wouldn't jump on planes for, without much cause or thinking.
I feel like I don't know. I want examples of how the technology has run away with us, as opposed to us just using the technology badly, like war. You know what I mean? Yep. I mean, you could say, oh, we developed a bomb to blow up our enemies, and then we turned it into a way of creating energy that we then, like, dissed. What is this? Wild Wild West? No? Okay.
I don't know, but you told me a story about Wild Wild West just yesterday.
Yeah, I did. It's true. Just a little while ago.
Giant spider.
Yep, giant spider in the yeah, that's it. Great. That was a great story about.
It was a great story.
What is his name again? Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith talks about like having to write in Hollywood and getting asked by these crazy producers that want more things. They want more people in the Fortress of Solitude for Superman, and then they want a giant spider that he has to fight. And then of course, that producer then goes off and makes Wild Wild West, and sure enough, by the end of it, there's a giant spider at the end of that too. It's just these weird ego things that Hollywood gets into.
Did you watch Wild Wild West, the TV series?
There was a TV series?
What?
No. Whoa, back in like the 1960s.
60s, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. No, I never watched westerns. I had no interest in westerns ever.
It's not a western though. They were the first two secret agents, like super spies, and so they had steampunk level James Bond gear, and they drove a train all over to like stop maniacal super geniuses.
Oh, that's cool.
Like
I didn't know that.
Megalito Lovelace and things like that.
Really? I've never even heard of that. That sounds amazing.
It was amazing.
I feel like that's a show that I could get into. It was like I used to love The Man from U.N.C.L.E. and what else?
See?
What else? The other one? Oh, they're back.
Mozilla.
Okay.
I thought that died a long time ago.
Yeah, no. They're providing documentation for 1+ million web developers a day. 1 million developers. Yeah. I guess Google AI will do a lot of that. We'll do a lot of that for them. Boy,
did you see that?
When did this start?
I don't know. 3-4 days ago, I guess.
It's been an hour.
Yeah. It feels so long.
Doesn't it? Maybe it's just
I've been watching since noon.
Oh my God! Seriously? I watched at double speed to try to get through as much of it as possible, just to get a sense of it. So at least I have a sense of what's going on. I feel like we should be playing those flip cards or something while we're waiting.
Anything.
I guess to be fair, this is the developers conference. Like this is for developers. This is not for normies like us. This is for the uber nerds. Oh, wait a sec. What's up? Back to you, Matt. Okay, what's Matt got for us? Okay, what's next? Compatibility.
Doesn't seem right.
Nope.
All of us.
Oh, wait a sec. Better than any single one of us. Wait a sec. This could be, Nope. Baseline. Okay.
No.
All right. No, that's not it. Not there yet. And this is Oh, they're still in that Wild Wild West, huh? Okay.
Dude, I think we're gonna close the show.
Lawrence!
What?
This is it! Lawrence is next!
Oh, it's Lawrence!
The man. That's our guy. This is it. This is it. Okay.
He's a he.
Dude.
Okay, everybody. Okay, everybody.
This is it. This is it. Wait a second. Wait. I gotta go back. Go back. All right.
So thank you, everybody. And we've been seeing a lot of amazing and very cool AI stuff today. And we've explored tools that are designed to make your life easier as a developer.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
And we want to empower you to be more effective on mobile, on the web.
I got goosebumps.
This is our guy. I know. Me too.
AI isn't some kind of magic pixie dust that you can just sprinkle to get a solution.
But it is a magic pixie dust.
Smart engineering work from developers, just like you. And as a developer, you are a dreamer, you're a thinker, and you're a shaper.
Well, there you
and
go.
You think what's possible.
To make it easy for you to use your skills to take advantage of all of these new
Lawrence has
opportunities.
already kicked this up. Notches.
Yeah, right away.
So let's take a look at how
Little showman.
just like you.
Yeah, you see how he's speaking English?
Yeah.
Hey,
my friend Lance.
After he lost
Here we go.
This is my dog Wiki and Sammy. And this is my sick gaming computer.
Show off.
I live on the plains in eastern Colorado. This is my new house. My old one burnt down, but we'll get back to that. This is me.
Yeah.
I've got a rare form of muscular dystrophy, so I can't really move.
Oh, look at that mug.
For me, playing video games is my link to the world. But I had to stop gaming because
this is the sad part.
This house burnt down along with my adaptive equipment, and I had absolutely no way to play.
By James R. Gurney.
Yeah, we failed to tell them that, didn't we?
Is that your sad voice?
Folks at Google. Hey guys.
Yeah.
Hey Lance. I was pretty stoked. We teamed up to develop
Chris
this
like,
thing
dude, GimpyGod is in the...
Look at that face.
The name is pretty cool.
It allows me to precisely control my
Project Game Face. Ladies and gentlemen,
so precise. I can even
look at
write in
that.
cursive.
You can sign your name better than I can.
Media pipe, which links together a number of different AI models to give you an output. And in this case,
I really like the part where I do the happy eyebrows when I say, hey guys, and you go, hey Lance.
Yeah. I like because you went from sad to happy Lance.
Exactly.
There you go. Because it's a webcam, it doesn't require all this crazy stuff. Hey, look, nice eyebrows.
Pretty awesome.
You know, the face is what we show to the outside world anyway, so why not bring these two things?
Because you don't want to see what's inside GimpyG. It's just,
his brain.
It's too evil.
Than I am now. Muscular dystrophy takes, and this actually added.
There's Con.
Sweet.
So it's the first time I've
Is that Con there? Yeah.
It was Con. Yeah, he was.
Oh, I think we're behind. I'm a little behind. Oh yeah, that's right. Con. Yeah.
There are many people out there who have ideas, who have creativity, so we're open sourcing this technology.
Us. We're the one. We're those people.
Solutions like this one.
We're it.
A lot of people's lives better and easier. Well,
and they left all that cool stuff.
Thanks for hopping by the.
That's cool.
Oh, you saw me? Look at the edges of the cliffs. Right. Oh.
That's fantastic. Woohoo! Lance, the man. He's a warlock. I should have known. I love that.
I like that part too.
That's great.
This is one of the many reasons that I do what I do. And I believe
this feels good.
Yeah.
So has chat got any questions?
Oh wait. Video, Lance's mobility is quite limited. And solutions that can help him interact with the world can be very expensive and very difficult to maintain.
Not for us.
Until AI and machine learning came along. And this is where good software engineering, combined with these new technologies, can help us solve problems that just were not feasible before. So let's follow some good engineering practice, and we'll decompose the problem into smaller, solvable solutions. And in this case, that meant taking multiple ML models and orchestrating them together with traditional
Dude, this is going to go huge. I swear it's going to go huge.
Great.
Which then fed code that cropped the image to just contain that face. And then there was another ML model.
Oh my God. They're putting my cute little kisser up there so much.
You're literally, you are the icon.
Yes.
Into mouse telemetry. And now you have ML models and traditional code working side
Too bad
by side
James
to
Gurney
solve
couldn't see
problems
this.
quickly
Feel the envy.
Having burned your house down.
Yeah.
And we're really
That's
like a mighty.
It's got to be fun to work on that kind of stuff.
Yes, it was.
This is it, Media Pipe. Woohoo!
Where we've taken common problems that we as developers needed to solve Now, some are relatively simple, like image or text classification.
Yeah.
And some are much more complex, like facial
Wait, have they
landmarks or
said
hand
game face yet?
displays. But the goal was to
Game
encapsulate
face?
them all into a single
Yeah.
Yeah, that was in the video.
that you can drop
Okay,
into
good,
your
good, good.
apps or your sites.
I was blacking out here and
We
there.
have it
I think
installed
it
there.
said
Okay.
yeah.
For you to be successful in building
So
revolutionary
everybody,
apps
it's
like
called
Project
Game Face.
It's called Game
And-
Face.
you also need to
Yeah.
go beyond the solutions
Came up
that
with the
we
idea.
have.
David and I bugged
So,
Lawrence
GimpyGodGamer
until,
offers customizable
like, just a couple
solutions
times really, and then he said,
easily
you know what,
integrated
we're gonna
into
do it. And then
He
so for
jumped
like
on it
the
pretty
last
quick. Yeah.
to solve
Yeah.
these hard problems.
last
Like
6
the
or
way
7
Project
months,
Gameface grew
I've been
our
working
tracking pipeline
several
of
times a
models,
week with
the
a
one that gave us finer
engineering
control of
team, and
facial
they
landmarks.
totally would listen to
And, of
everything I
course, the
said,
models
and
can be
They were really good, weren't
implemented
they? Like you were quite
very
So if the
good.
model's
Yeah.
close to what you
I
want,
was
but not
amazed to
quite
see
there.
like I
For
just popped in on a
example,
couple
the
and I was
handheld
so
model
impressed
might
with
be
how
great,
they
but it can't identify
how they
rock, paper,
worked,
scissors.
you know?
So we're
And
making it easy
it was
for you to
crazy.
fine-tune
They'd
the
say,
pipeline
I don't
for
know if we
that
can do
in
that, and then like an
very
hour
low
later
code.
they'd have it done.
This.
And so,
Then,
but
when
you
it comes to
can,
integrating
without
ML models
anything
into
special,
your
just a
Android,
webcam,
iOS, or your web
use it as a
application,
mouse.
you don't need to
I
worry
was
about
playing World of
tensors
Warcraft. I
or
could
any
jump
of
by
those other
raising an
complex
eyebrow
underlying machine
and then
learning
shoot by
concepts.
moving my lips left
We're
or
making
right.
it easier for
I
you
can't remember
because
what
the media
do you call it,
pipeline
Elvis lips?
will tightly integrate with the native
Elvis.
So-
I'm a hunga burning love.
And all of this
Right,
is
and it's
available
real.
But you
We're up
to
to
you
version
today,
3.3.
including
Which
So-
which by the way I'm gonna download and put on
So
this
I think
computer.
you're going to have lots of fun playing with them. I know
Yeah,
I did.
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
I
yeah.
I
will.
think you're going to build some amazing things with MediaPipe. But not
Well,
only
and
that,
I think everybody
Project
should.
Gameface that we
Even if you're
created using this
able-bodied, you
technology
can
is
see
being open sourced
what we're
today.
getting at. And
So
this
Lance,
might
you're gonna get your
actually
wish of making this
become
available
a
for
different way
everybody
for
to
people to
use.
interact
do
with
you
their
hear that?
computer.
Now, I'm gonna invite
So
my
Lance, you're gonna get
Wait.
your wish of making this available for everyone to use.
For free.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to invite my friend and colleague Sharbani on stage, and she's going to tell us more about how we're powering end-to-end workflows for you to build on. Sharbani.
Well done, Lawrence. Well done, Lance. Woohoo! Oh, I'm so glad we saw that live. That's like so cool.
I loved those examples. I never get over how ML is such an exciting and impactful space. Our machine learning products are underpinned by
Does someone
deep
train them all to say
expertise
things the
with
same way?
diverse technical
Except
customers
think
except
so.
Lawrence?
across the globe. We're right here at
Except
Google.
Lawrence, right? Yep.
Yeah.
We're
Lawrence actually
focused
sounds
on
like he's
providing a unified
Lawrence sounds like he's like, this is cool.
A human.
You know what I mean?
tutorials
Yeah,
and
yeah.
open standards across machine
Enthused.
learning workflows.
He does. Yeah.
From access to data
All right.
sets
So if
and
I open
pre-trained
that
models with
and I
Kaggle,
go to my
Oh,
Gmail,
I'm so excited.
to powerhouse model deployment
recommended
with
browser
TensorFlow
almost
Keras.
set up. What? No.
We're sharing the same innovations
fine.
that power
See, now
all
this
the stuff you
lady
heard
came
about
up and now
earlier
she
today.
speaks in that odd
She has that
alien.
weird way of talking again. I know. It's like
Let
a
me
Yeah.
walk you through a fun example inspired by our littlest of users.
Oh my
family
gosh.
loves
like
birds.
you. Are you the littlest of users?
My kids are especially into birds.
Oh,
which
not the
are
kids. Never mind.
I could be.
bigger than Spot. My kids
I'm
often
pretty
Uh,
tiny.
Mama,
Dude, I'm
what
so
bird
excited
has
about
been
this.
done
Like,
for?
how freaking
Me
cool is that?
too.
For, Mom, what bird is
And
hanging?
everybody in chat, you know, they brought
I remember that
over
this is
40
also
people to
created
my
by an
house
open-source
and
vocalization
food trucks
classifier
and
model on Kaggle models.
some sort of
We followed
satellite
it up in Colab.
internet
It's a great
machine
way to
thing.
Oh,
and
really?
compute code from
Well, like an
So that
uplink or
they
something?
didn't.
offering free
Yeah,
access to
yeah.
powerful
Really?
Google
I mean, it
Cloud
had everything.
GPUs and
They had
TPUs,
tents
perfect for machine
with
learning.
like maybe 20
And
seats in
with
them,
that,
so
I've got
people
some
could
simple tips
watch
to identify birds
what,
by their
like,
song.
when I was
I used
performing,
a recording from the previous
and then,
episode, and here you can see
I don't know, it was just great.
it identified the sound that I
I-
got.
And then that would,
Escape,
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, go.
Well, it was only supposed to be
Having
90
birds
seconds long,
so
and Google
fascinating.
has never
So the
let
next
any, I mean,
day,
if you look at the way
when Lawrence
they
and I
have
were
these
chatting,
people talk like
yes,
robots,
we
they
actually
go
got
on
together
very
and no,
strict
we're not the
schedules.
actors or models.
And
Right.
it was only supposed to be a 90-second
Remind me
video,
about the new large
but
language
it's
model innovation in
2 minute
Colab.
20
Now
because
let's see
they
what
wanted to
happens
get
when
everything in
Madness
that they
and Colab
found enjoyable or
we can get the model to describe what the
educational.
bird will
That-
look like
Lawrence wanted
by
to cut
saying
out the part where he said,
%%
isn't that cool?
or by writing a
And I was
function
like, no,
type
Lawrence,
analysis.
that's very
That's
humanizing.
the human
Simple
part.
way to
Exactly.
access large
Right.
language models that is almost as easy as using a chat interface, but backed
I'm
by the
just gonna
flexibility
log
that
in
you
here so I
want
can-
as a developer.
I'd
They
kind of like to get
integrate
this thing
beautifully
installed
with
on
Python,
my.
and as you can see, run like
Is it
a
available
Python
like as of
lab.
right now?
Thanks for the free
Right now?
preview.
I guess, but I don't have a link other than a Google Drive.
Huh. Well, I'll look it up. There's sure. They sent me something. They sent me stuff a while back. They sent me a link to some
It was
stuff
just
a while
last
back.
night.
Oh, was it? Oh, there's a new one then. Okay, then that's.
Yeah. I'll send it. It's an email. I'll send it. I'll just forward it to you.
Oh my doing here?
With
I need
a
to
few
do this.
additional lines of code,
Notes.
it can help me take a
I
complex
love.
fusion model
I
and give me a beautiful picture of
You
the
know,
bird.
like I'm already talking. I'm already like coming up with other ideas for this stuff because I just think it's such a cool idea of being able to use your face and using it to be able to figure out, be able to look at things and go like, wait a second, that doesn't look right, and be able to like alert people about stuff. It's just so many cool things you can do with it.
Well, true. And then if anybody out there comes up with ideas, once they've played with it, one thing we have a difficulty with is certain face gestures overlapping. Like if you raise your eyebrow, it might think both eyebrows are being raised, or think you're moving a little bit. So it's all going to be open source, and you can use Python to work on it.
Which is great because that's what all I've been playing with for the last little while.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
Process of orchestrating multiple complex
Let's see if I can
models
get in on this.
in a matter of minutes.
All right, there's
And when I
that.
showed
That is
you
so okay. I guess I can turn this off now, right? Well, I think we've done our chatting
whether
about
it's
that,
a
right?
bird
Yeah,
or a
yeah.
plane.
That is freaking wicked. So that's what we've been talking about. We've been unable to talk about this GimpyG's Google game face for the last, how long has it been now? It's been that long. 6 months?
No, it's been since Christmas.
Is it really?
At least.
Jesus, wow. I'm logging in with that. Okay. I cannot wait to play with it. Like, I just cannot wait. Especially, like, that's one of the reasons why I got the laptop as well, was so that I could put it on. Like, I don't want it on my streaming one because I know that's going to screw everything up for me. You know what I mean?
I just forwarded 3.3
to
great. You.
Okay.
In your email, so.
Fantastic. I think I get most of them. Let me see, but thank you. All right, CASP 3 are. Okay.
Well, this was a last night one. I was actually what I wanted for was I sent it to Charlie today, just when I was able, at the very last second when I was able.
Right.
So, and then he's going to make, one of those 2 million view videos out of it, and then we'll play games against each other as well.
That's so cool.
So I really want to make this. Can't you see everybody on Twitter, all the game players putting it on just for fun?
Yeah, even just to goof around with it.
Right, because look, I'm playing a Vampire Survivor with a goofy face.
Right.
Or I'm playing Among Us and I'm stabbing in the back by winking.
And every time I'm shocked or I get a jump scare, I make the mouse go everywhere.
Yeah, it goes all over the place, right?
Okay, how do I? Jesus. Just want to figure out how to get into this, and I cannot figure it out. Little me. Okay. Says.
Is it the? Well, I'll let you go on that.
Sorry,
I don't know if I told this story.
My password manager is causing.
I didn't tell it to chat because I haven't known I'll talk about it. But my niece came downstairs and saw me working on it, and she was like, "Oh, are you okay, Uncle Lance?" Because I was like, had my face like dead still. I'm usually really animated or happy or whatever,
Right.
And it was like, I can't move, or else I'll die.
He's like,
I
oh my
really
God,
die,
how can I help you?
Yeah. So it was just, when you speak, you really move a lot of your face. At least, well, look at you.
Well, that was part of my issue, right? When I was using it, I was bouncing it all over the place.
Things shooting all over the place.
I don't understand.
Actually making a ricochet sound. Pew, pew.
What the heck is going on?
You're trying to sign into something?
Yeah, I'm trying to get into because I've got a new computer.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to get into my password manager so it'll let me in, but for some reason it's choking on stuff. Because you know what? Why would anything be easy, Lance? Except Media Pipe's game face.
I think I could tell, like Charlie gave us that computer, right?
Yeah.
And we didn't know it got there right when everybody hit, okay? So we didn't get a chance to, set up a password on the opening screen.
Right.
Or at least delete the password. So the next time we tried to log in, it said it expired and I couldn't get in. I was like, And
broke
my
it already.
sister said, call Charlie. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll call Charlie, the multimillionaire streamer conglomerate guy.
What's my password? Yeah.
But Trenton, being the genius he is, went and reset my overall Microsoft password, and that let me in. And then
so it wouldn't let you in because it was letting you in. So it was a different account. I get so confused with this stuff. So confused. Did this stem from after you had trouble using the assistive features on the iPad? That's about right, wasn't it? Well, that was sort of after the fact, or no, that was no. You're right. It probably some of it came from that. You were talking about you had Lance had an old eye tracker, and we started talking about could AI be used to make that eye tracker behave better, basically, and then I guess I talked to Lawrence because of the Stargate stuff, and mentioned it to him, and then we all started chatting.
Yeah. Technically, this could have been an Apple, but they didn't listen to us. So that.
Well, what did we tell them though? We didn't really give Apple an opportunity.
No, we didn't get. Well, but I mean, if she was more open like Lawrence was and said, "Do you guys got any ideas?" And things like that. Well, she didn't have an Irish accent, so that's
I don't know. I mean, like
that really hurt her.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like her. I mean, she's different than Lawrence, though, right? Like we're talking to Lawrence, who is the AI guy. She is
right, and she is the accessibility gal.
But as an exec, like she's
right.
She's not the engineer. Like whereas Lawrence has got like that engineer angle on him as well. Like I really want Apple to up their game on their assistive stuff because they're pitching it like it's amazing, and as we know, we struggled to get that happening. Hey, maybe can they not port this to Apple?
Yes, but another thing we're going to work on is perhaps getting this included with, like, let's say, Minecraft. So it's actually part of the accessibility section on Minecraft, and you can just toggle it on and off.
Well, what are they called?
And be part of the game.
The what is the company? Special Effects has an eye controlled plugin for Minecraft, but I think if they could take that and use this as their eye controlled thing, that'd be amazing.
Well, right, since this is all software now, it is being backed up by Google AI on the backside.
You have to be logged in.
Internet.
Yeah, okay, I see.
Correct.
So you need it for that, right?
Unless you've got say a 4090 with all the tensor cores you would require to do the AI on your side. But who's got a 4090?
Just you. Martin Drake says FaceKit is being used in controlling animatronics for film, so it should be possible to use a system like this for accessibility too. Yeah, that's what we said.
That's what we did.
We said to Apple, yes, that's what you should be doing with it. And they were like, oh yeah, no, it's all there. Like, and so we started playing with it. And it was like, it's all there and none of it works.
Nothing.
And then that's when we took it to Lance and took it to Lawrence and the Google folks and said, nothing works. We need something that works for everybody. Without it costing a freaking fortune. And this is how they used the AI stuff. I mean, I think something really fun about the fact that Lance and I are bouncing these ideas around, and thanks to Stargate, I had a connection to Google, which means that it went from a bunch of nerds bouncing around some what ifs to an actual product within 6 months. I mean, like that's freaking insane. Like that's just the coolest thing ever.
It's so awesome, dude.
I mean, no, the face kick, that's what I said. Like, I literally said, well, wait a second. Apple's got all this face-controlled stuff. Why don't we use that? It was easier for Google to go and from scratch create an AI-controlled face mouse. I used to call it face mouse until they came up with a much better name of Game Face.
Game Face, right.
And, and the system is really good. Like, so one of the next things that we do, Lance and I, is going to have to be, we got to go face to face. You know what I mean?
Face to face.
We need to face off with a game face. You know what I'm saying?
Cabeza y cabeza.
We got to find a good game that the two of us can play and just smack the crap out of each other. I thought it might be kind of fun to play that stick figure one, just because they move so funny. Like Baz and I used to freaking kill ourselves laughing about how those things moved and how you had to jump and grab.
I had the ragdoll physics.
Yeah, the ragdoll physics. I love especially with the little stick figures. They were really fun. But thank you very much, Captain Catherine. Yes, I mean the reality is Lance was there like a test pilot at NASA every freaking week. Was it twice a week? Talking to them about stuff and saying this works, that doesn't work. Can you fix this? What about this? Here's an idea. And they were so good. What was the team?
They were so good.
It was Khan,
Avneet, Boone.
Yeah.
A gal named Cece. And we're talking about people from around the world too.
Yeah.
India, Sri Lanka, that far off place, California.
Glenn from California. Glenn, who sort of orchestrated it all, didn't he?
Yeah. He's marketing or something. It's interesting.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Whereas Lawrence is referred to as the Wizard.
The Wizard. He wasn't in on it much either. But
well, that's how we roll,
Right.
Lawrence and I, we come in, we throw around a little pixie dust, and then off we go.
And you go make it happen, right?
Then I go make a movie and don't get to have any fun.
But it was, I don't know, they were, assuming you aren't blowing smoke up my behind, they were telling me, that I actually helped a lot. I did a lot of research.
How could you not?
Brought in different kinds of mice acceleration software or mouse acceleration software.
Oh yeah,
and and then gave them the idea. They weren't going to put anything as far as additional buttons. They just thought left and right click, and I was like, no. We need some assignable.
What if you get a
You're going to make it a complete
Otherwise, it's just
you're
going
to
to
make it
click face,
right,
not nearly as good as game face. Yeah.
Right. Click face. That sounds like maybe a Tourette's related syndrome.
Sounds painful or something. You need a really powerful cream to get rid of that click face.
Right.
It's like something out of Last of Us.
Oh, that's a good. Oh, that was good.
Yeah.
But
the click face. Yeah.
That's weird that you were like into shrooms before that, and then all of a sudden, I know the game came out before, but you almost seemed,
I mean, because we were friends. Well, we are friends with one of the level designers on that. So as soon as that game came out, we knew about that game as soon as it came out because he was like dying to tell everyone. So and the idea of the game, he was so taken with this brilliant, zombie ant fungus thing that inspired it. So I'd heard about it a while back. So I've been sort of obsessing about these fungi for a while. But yeah, Last of Us has just made it like, oh my God, it's like an article about it every couple of weeks now, at least.
Oh yeah. And a
couple of days, I mean, not a couple of weeks. And what was it?
And definitely they're covering that fungus stuff and talking about global warming more now. Is that possible since the average global temperature is increasing?
Well,
Could this fungus?
It has. It has. There is now a fungus that is capable of not taking over our brains. But well, maybe there is. I don't know. But certainly one of the funguses that has up until now been stopped dead in its tracks by the body temperature of a human has jumped to humans now. Is now, there is a fungus now that humans can get that could do a lot of damage, if not kill you. So just to make it
super neat.
Isn't that? Well, and then we'll just have to have AI look at it and figure out how to stop it, because that'll be the next thing. And it's
earlier in the AI thing. Ooh, dude, I've been sitting around thinking, am I doing evil, by dusting up AI? And I'm thinking, no. Look at people, what they're doing. Maybe AI could be our Jiminy Cricket, talking in our head, saying, "No, let's go through and look at what you're thinking right now, and see if it's correct." That kind of thing,
What you're talking
necessarily? Yeah.
What like 1984?
No.
Don't say that.
No.
Don't say it.
Okay, you read you read your Facebook page and your uncle says, there's a caravan of blah, blah, blah coming up from the south and they're carrying 80,000 diseases and the moon landing is fake. You know?
Right.
And so then your AI says, it seems like you're looking into fake moon landings. Let's look further. And then takes you through it. Try to guide you towards reality. Because right now AIs are steering you toward propaganda.
Well, and one of the biggest problems with that is, that I mean, they've basically monetized outrage, right? So, so they've discovered that if you're unhappy, you stay online longer. So let's make you unhappy. Let's find things that will cause you to Look, I have been not off social media, but I have stopped reading social media recently. And I gotta tell you,
doesn't work on you.
Well, I mean, it was working on me, and I still, even now, when I go in to post something on social media, I'll get sucked into things, and I'm like, what? That's outrageous, and you're like, what? I didn't even know this existed 10 minutes ago, and all of a sudden I'm like sending out tweets saying we got to change the world, and it's like, what? Like, what is this? Where does this come from? I mean, it kind of worries me, and I feel like I gotta say, there's like, the more you look at social media, well, I was finding. You know, at first I loved it. I met all these people, including you, Barnacles, everyone, all of my online friends I've met on Twitter, and I miss that part of it. I still think that's possible, but I was just finding that I was just going down rabbit holes too many times on stuff. It's still a great place to find like the latest cool articles to talk about for the email of awesomeness, which by the way I have to do tonight. Crap. I gotta get that written tonight, or on the train tomorrow, maybe on my new PC. I don't think I can bring my new PC. I don't think I can bring it because I can't bring it to set. I don't want to leave it in the hotel room. You know, what I mean? It just feels like a bad way to go. What was the point? The point was, the social media stuff. The more you look at it, the more you you get more of that fear of missing out. You know what I mean? You start going like, oh God, what? Well, why wasn't I in that? And what about? And I just found it was just. I guess it's more about me and my mood, but it was just eating me alive. It would be great to have AI look at stuff and go like, okay, hey, you know what? I know that you like this, this, and this, and you don't want to hear about the terrible things in the world because you get that in the news every morning. So,
did they give you a grandfathered in check mark, or are you just check markless now?
No, they just took the check mark. Yeah, they just took it. Yeah. Which again, I don't want their freaking blue check mark now because frankly, the blue check marks are the problem on that freaking site now.
Everything I'm seeing, they're dorks.
I just avoid. I don't even look. I only look at who I follow now, and even then, things jump to the top that I'm surprised at. It's completely changed it. Completely changed it for me. I like it. I don't care what people say. It is a completely different experience than it was before.
It is. Everything on the side was my trending was all science or funny or cute puppies or whatever.
Mine is all people beating the crap out of each other or some kind of outrageous, terrible thing that's happened. Yeah, it drives me nuts.
Right now, it has something to do with racism or somebody getting choked to death on the subway.
No,
which I guess I should know this, and then I find myself erasing. Like I'll get halfway through a tweet and go, okay, I don't want to be involved with this. Why do I give a crap?
So I'm wasting so much time doing exactly that. So I would try bailing for a bit. Honestly, it makes a big difference. I like all of a sudden I'm spending my time reading my email newsletters instead of not my own, but I mean I'm reading other people's newsletters because I want to get my information from somewhere. Well, now I'm getting real information from people I want to get information from, as opposed to getting distracted by people who may or may not be telling the truth. You know?
Can newsletters get sponsored eventually?
Jim, you missed Lancey's big moment. It's true. Rewind.
It was huge.
Rewind, buddy. It's it's worth it. Do you want? Maybe we could. Could I show it again? That might be worth doing.
Doesn't bother me.
It was like, let me see. Let me get here. All right, I'm going to go back to my Chrome. Bring that back up again. So if I go back, let's see. Not that. Nope. Oh my, is she still talking about something?
Some lady in orange.
Here we go. Here you go. We're going to rethink what's possible. That sounds very Apple-like, doesn't it? Here we go. I'm going to bring that back up. Boom, yeah. Okay, and then we're going to watch it again, this time so that Jim the Evo can see it as well. Here we go. Let's do it.
The important
Here we go.
guy.
Your skills to take advantage of all of these new opportunities.
You know what we didn't do?
What have we
Ask
So
Vibe
let's take a
Pup
look
what you
at how
thought.
coders just like you
Oh, is
were
Vibe
able
Pup,
to
are you still around?
engineer a solution for my friend Lance, who was able to reconnect with the world after he lost everything.
Nope.
Oh, why is it not showing?
This is my smart guy room.
There you go. This is my smart guy room.
And Sammy. And this is my sick gaming computer.
God, it hurts every time I have to see
I
that.
live on the plains of eastern Colorado.
Which part? The burned house?
No,
My
the
old one
computer.
burnt down.
That beautiful computer.
Oh, it's nice. Oh, it's nice.
It's just jealousy.
Lance call.
I like the way it looks
I've
like you've
a
got
rare form
blue
of muscular
horns.
dystrophy, so I can't really move my body. For me, playing
Oh, yeah,
video
on the
games
wall.
is my
That,
Yeah.
that was neat.
So what's the game you're playing there? What is that? Is that World of Warcraft?
I had to stop
Yep.
gaming
Yeah.
because this house burnt down along with my.
We can make it so you don't get sick. Gosh, I feel so bad for you, bud.
Oh, it sucks.
Warcraft or any other.
I mean, you really have a
I definitely
low
had a low point.
tolerance
So
for
when I got
any.
connected with some
How do you
folks
work?
at Google,
How do you go on the
hey,
train?
guys,
Can
Oh, the
you
train-
not look out the side window?
Train's fine.
pretty
Train's
sure.
fine for some reason. Don't know why.
We teamed up
Why?
to develop this
There you go.
thing
I
called
love that's my
Project
my favorite shot of you is the one where you smile when they just come back from the
It's
Google
pretty
thing.
cool.
It allows
Yeah,
me
yeah,
to
yeah.
precisely control my mouse with my face.
It's so
It's
funny.
precise. I can even write in cursive.
Yeah, the
Project
cursive
Genius
writing's
uses
insane.
MediaPipe, which
So
links
good.
together a number of different AI models
Yeah,
to
we had to
create one output.
reshoot that
This
stuff,
output
and I had to
is a
reshoot some
mesh
lines
of
and send that in.
points on your
Oh, his job
So
is
I thought
lead
it was really
AI
important.
advocate.
like mouse movement or clicks. It runs natively on devices.
Oh.
And it only needs
Lead
an input.
AI
Yeah, yeah.
advocate.
Which to
That's
me is one of the most
interesting.
amazing things about it.
Well, that's what I gotta talk to him about. We could get into that.
It's pretty awesome.
Couldn't we, David?
The face is
Advocacy.
what we show to
That's
the outside
right.
world anyway, so
We'll
we can
advocate
put
for
these two
money.
things together. There's a beautiful symmetry.
No,
I
for
was strong
AI,
when I was 6 months old.
for money. But you know, yeah.
Muscular dystrophy takes, and this actually
When do we get the Google money? That's what I want to know.
So it's the first time I've gained
Clutch.
some
I like to.
I don't know.
sense. My hope is to
You've got a
make it
mustache, so
this
mine should work fine too. Maybe I have to darken it
everybody who
again.
could use it.
Maybe I have to
There are
put.
many
Yeah.
people out there who
Maybe it's
have
too light.
ideas, who have creativity,
My sister
so we're
darkened
outsourcing
mine.
this technology
Oh,
for
really?
folks to create
Mhm.
miraculous solutions like this one.
Interesting.
I just want to make a lot of
Oh,
things
yeah, it is
better
darker.
and easier. Well, we're gonna get back to it. Thanks for hopping
Went
by
total
from
Hollywood, yo.
Colorado.
Oh, you saw me?
What was that?
The edges of the cliffs.
I went full Hollywood.
There was some
He's a warlock.
there was some fun.
I should've known.
There was some really fun little shots in there. Like some of those dolly shots and stuff. Those like pushing in, tracking shots and everything. There you go.
Right.
Did you get a chance to look at it there, Jim? Oh, Jim could probably look at it on his own, but Jim.
Boy,
There
does
you go.
he owe us, because we decided not to turn him in for burning down my house.
true.
Since he's an illegal immigrant.
It's true.
I mean, a new immigrant.
Yeah, whatever.
He's legal, but
His
you know, how
lab.
long does that
his,
last?
His meth lab, at wherever it is that he's working, you know. He's like
Apparently
yeah.
under my house.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. It all went wrong. Isn't that awesome, Jim? James R. Gurney, Professor Dr. Gurney. That's just freaking awesome. Absolutely amazing. It's like an ad for
I'm
you.
excited.
It's not even like an ad for
It is.
Game Face. It's like it's an ad for GimpyG.
Ah, I just feel so good about it. It came out well.
It didn't change much. Like from the original cut, they were pretty well like. It's like they knew what they wanted. They shot it. They got it made.
And I liked that it wasn't like a boohoo fest or anything like that. There was the tragedy.
You had the,
and
you had the
triumph,
sad
and then
moment.
boom.
Yeah, there was like the sad
Yeah.
moment. You know, there was the all is lost moment, and then you were hurtled back into triumph by Google's Game Face technology or MediaPipe. What's it called? MediaPipe, right? Is that right? MediaPipe.
MediaPipe is the underlying AI,
Right.
and GameFace is this application.
Right. Is the application that's written on the. I got it. Okay. Right.
MediaPipe.
So if
yeah,
I
yeah.
were to go to MediaPipe, I should be able to play with that underlying technology, and we could come up with other.
This
cool
I
things
don't
to do.
know.
It's just
I
so,
know.
I can't wait. I can't freaking wait.
It's so cool. Like they took 30,000 people,
Yeah.
their pictures, And then they had real human beings go through and put 468 dots of, what do they call contour? Places that are on pretty much everybody's face.
Right.
And then, and did that for 30,000 people, and then just set the underlying AI to, learning and making sure, and okay, this is an eyebrow. You sure this is an eyebrow?
But
that
they had to
kind
have
of thing.
people. They had to people actually had to put the dots on to start.
That's what they did. I don't know if they did it to speed the thing, but I don't think they wanted to spend, millions of iterations blindly looking for things
And possibly getting them wrong. This way they knew they were getting good data from the beginning. That's interesting.
Right.
So interesting. So there will be jobs for humans in this. Or there could
See,
be,
that's what I think. Even if it's for initial training, I don't know. I think there'll be jobs. People will be able to do things they didn't think they could do. I don't know. I just think things will change. And if we keep... Okay, you know how there's food and it's got to say organic or...
Yeah.
That kind of thing. I think maybe something like that will come out. A painting will come out and it has to say mechanically produced or something like that.
Well, and Google's talking about putting watermarks and all that stuff anyways. So maybe that'll be part of it, possibly. Like it'll just.
And the same thing with any writing or. Are you in the Writers Guild?
I am. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm a non-active member now, but I used to when I was down the States and was doing writing. Then I was. But I'm.
So you don't pay.
I'm inactive
like
now.
Dues.
No, it just didn't make sense. It didn't make sense because the only advantage of having it for me was obviously, when we were doing like American stuff. And so the healthcare and thing was no use to me. It wasn't worth the money for me. So I just put myself on hold.
Gotcha. Although now you'd be getting a check for doing nothing. So woohoo.
Are they paying their members?
I think so. I think they have what they call a war chest to support everybody during the months.
It is like the Grim Reaper out there. They are like, the companies are just like, they're like, fine, okay, you're not coming to work? Okay, showrunner fired, showrunner fired, showrunner fired. They're just firing people left, right, and center, right? Because they're like, you're not showing up, so we're not going to pay you. It's an interesting battle because there's definitely the techie side of me is going like, well, the AI stuff, I don't know how we solve that. Like, I don't know how, they're talking about crappy, I'm not going to be popular for saying this, but writers are talking about crappy AI scripts that they're being forced to rewrite. Well, I see a future very, very soon when those are freaking brilliant scripts. Because I think the AI, everyone says, oh, AI doesn't have like it's got nothing to draw off. It's not human. It hasn't got the life experience that a human has, of course. And I'm like, well, of course what? It's got every single documented life experience that exists. That it has access to, basically. So surely it could draw from that better than we can draw from our own like meager little existences. I've only lived one life. AI has access to 1 billion lives, right?
Okay. Yes.
And
permutations thereof. Can it? How do I say this? Okay, you know how it can AI can take a picture and guess what's behind the person by interpolation.
Mm-hmm.
Can it do that with lives, like stories? Can it say, okay, this story is about a woman who cooked a rabbit to get, to pay back the woman who took her man.
Mm-hmm.
And then it takes another story that's similar, some kind of revenge about adultery, and then makes stories in between, like with different hues of the same story. Does that make sense?
If I understand what you're saying, can it basically become a writer with a backstory and write from that perspective? I think that's where the power comes into me. Like that's the stuff.
Yeah, so
that's where I feel like it's going to be going that way. Like right now we put in prompts. I think what if those prompts become a life story? Like what if the prompt is your life story? I mean, what if you create your own large language model of your own stuff, or the stuff that you want even. I mean, like we were talking about writing. Lance and I were talking about, if Lance wants to write a book, what are the struggles to get writing? And one of the struggles you were talking about was the idea of like, well, do you want to diss people? Like, is there, you know what I mean? Like, is there, like, I struggle from that too. People say you can't write a book until your parents are dead because.
Well, and it's neither of mine would know, but yeah.
But that's, I mean, I think that's a part of it. I think that is a part of it, but also, family and stuff. And like, there's a certain aspect of you that goes like, if you're going to write about yourself, how honest can you be? Or honest.
For me, I could be 100% honest. I don't mind.
Right. But for the people that you're talking about, it might not be so good.
Right.
You might not have.
I've got so many weird ideas. Like,
I just love the idea of doing it partially made up, because then you've got the cloak of fiction to hide behind. You know what I mean? You can wrap yourself up in your lies.
If I had, say, 10 really solid front to back little stories that I tell, and I got those written down, could the AI grab those and then make a cohesive, somewhat autobiography, or at least what would you call that?
Like a rough
fictional
draft.
Autobiography.
Sorry, you're saying like if you put all together the ideas, could machine learning go through and edit it for you, basically?
No, like, okay, I give it Going to Vegas. The one I was telling about yesterday, GimpyG gets engaged, that kind of stuff, right? I go through and I write those out in total with my humor and everything, because I already have the humor worked out for those. And then could it go through, put things in chronological order? I guess I'd have to tell them, and then fill in between, say, I don't know, make an entire book out of those 10 to 20 stories.
I mean, eventually, I guess. I suppose it's like, this is what I'm struggling with right now with my final Google Analytics project, which is that thing I've got to submit to finish my course, is that I've got all this data. I've scraped all this data about science fairs, but I don't know how to tweak it to tell it what to look for. So I'm working on that aspect of it as well. But I think that's going to be part of the AI, again, like when desktop publishing showed up, everyone could write a book, but they didn't all write a book. Now that AI is here, not everyone is going to use AI, and they're going to use it in different ways as well, right? So I feel like part of it's going to be coming up with novel ways of adjusting the technology to do what you want it to do. I had a discussion with a couple of writer friends of mine recently, and they were talking about this idea that the AI writer doesn't have your life experience. It doesn't have your humanity to pull on and to draw from. And it suddenly made me think, wow, what a great way to prompt AI. What if we gave it a life to draw from? What if you said, I want the childhood of Van Gogh with the middle age, the middle age of Picasso, and then I want the end of Matisse, whatever, like these different life stories, combine them all together.
George Bernard Shaw.
And then I want you to paint a picture as if you were that artist. I think that is a fascinating way of approaching the creation.
Oh, my. Okay, I see.
What I mean?
That would be weird. Or what if you just said, I want a Picasso, except he grew up affluent from the very start. And
exactly.
This and this and this. Yeah.
Exactly. So all of a sudden, you're playing with you're leaving other aspects of it up to the AI, but I thought the best explanation of how AI works right now is that you are now the conductor, not the performer. So instead of being the one playing the solo violin, you are the one who is conducting that process now. Instead of being the painter, you're the one who is commissioning the painting based on what you would like, that kind of stuff.
Right.
You can be inspired by many, many different types of painters now because you have access to that stuff. I guess people are saying, like, why don't they get paid for that stuff? Like, why is there no way to... the artists and stuff. Like, so, and I understand to some extent, except that I go, like, I don't know what... I mean...
You can write a fictional story about Cyrano de Bergerac or Jesus or whatever, right? or even somebody more contemporary. I mean, yeah, they've written.
ChatGPT only has information that's selected. If you want something more human, you also need the curiosity and bad things. Well, that's interesting, Nelson, because I mean that like the reality is that's where it's all going. Like right now we're looking at these open large language models. So these are models that everyone can use, and they, as you say, they've been sort of guardrailed to make sure that no one gets offended and no one gets sued. Basically, is what it comes down to.
What about this, dude? What if chemistry, the wet part of our brain, has a lot to do with creativity? Because if you'll notice, like, your best comedians are massively depressed. Your best, a lot of those people have problems with depression.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering how much, if we're going to have to actually bork an AI to make it optimally creative.
Well, I mean, that's when you get into dangerous territory, I suppose. If you start, creating a mad AI in order to do a book, what else is it going to do? But I mean, I feel like what it's done for me is made me question the process of creativity, right?
Oh,
like creativity,
yes, it did.
Creativity is just drawing from your experience, whether that be experiencing images of art in your head, or art books, or experiences, or movies, or TV, or radio, or things. I mean, like you are this cacophony of noise that you've taken in, and you spit out, however we do it, whether it's in the form of, poems or stories, or even just letters to friends, or silly jokes. Like jokes, perfect example, is just our life experiences being reframed in a way that we think is amusing for people to enjoy. So then in my mind, the better, more life experience you have, the better you're going to be at that stuff, right? Or, as you say, those holes in experience are what are going to, point the humor in certain directions. So if you are missing a political correct aspect to your knowledge, you are going to make incredibly, either risque, potentially over the line jokes, right? Whereas, so your AI can skirt those issues. You start, like I say, you're not creating a prompt so much as you're creating a human to stand in for you, which is, God, as I say that, that's a really, that's an interesting concept, though, that you can have an online persona, which is just your tailored personality to be used as an AI while you're away, or for your creativity. And then when you die, your human dies, but your AI is still there for people to question and ask. And I mean, in a way, this could be like the Fortress of Solitude, where Superman is talking to those crystals. Like, I mean,
we got his dad and his mom in there.
Yeah, we could all be those crystals. Once we have enough of that data, you can basically create. We're already at a point where I think we know we can make audio sound like other people. We can make it, certainly, we can get its tonation. Tonation, is that the word? Totally, you're going to be
intonation.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's going to be different ways of making this. I think it's terrifying to people, because I think they start going like, well, wait a second, where do we fit in this? And I think that's what we have to address. I think it's going to change a lot of things.
I do. I just don't want people to be so negative towards it, because a lot of what we think about it has come from what if and then bad thing.
Well,
so,
and you don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater
for that, right?
Like don't throw the whole thing out because there are negative sides to it. I don't think we can at this point. Like this whole ridiculous.
No, this is totally different.
We need a moratorium on AI development for 6 months. Like what? Shut up.
Do you know what that's from? That's from like Tesla being way behind on AI, and they want time to catch up.
Well, and that's Elon is he's already started a freaking AI company. Yeah, I think it's. I mean, I do think government should be involved in this. Government, I mean, it would be amazing if government was leading the way in medicine, and as in the same way that it has a NASA, it should be doing the same thing with medicine. It should be doing the same thing, and it does to some extent. It should be doing the same thing with AI. It should be doing the same thing with technology, because I don't know how else. If it's just done by corporations, then I don't know how you control this stuff.
Are you aware of the Chevron doctrine?
No.
No. Okay, so back in I think the 70s, perhaps the 60s, well 70s, when the EPA came out, Environmental Protection Agency, they said, okay, we can't have 400 Congress people and 100 senators vote on every chemical that's harmful to humans.
Right.
These things have to be studied and then updated.
Right.
And what we call clean water now might not be clean water in 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
So they invented something called the Chevron doctrine where as a politician, you can make an overall prescription. We want healthy breathing air. And then your departments that form to enforce that can evolve with the times and science to carry out that edict. Well, they either shot it down a few weeks ago or they are trying to shoot it down with the new Supreme Court. And to me, that's a problem in this case because nobody in Congress knows what AI is. Most of us don't really know what the full potential is. So they need to be able to create an overarching demand that, maybe like Asimov's 3 laws kind of thing.
Robotics, but do it for AI. Yeah.
Right. And he was talking about AI. He just didn't know it, right?
Here's the problem.
I think.
Though. Yeah, I mean, he talked about robots, and he sort of used robots and intelligence and AI in the same breath to some extent, didn't he?
Right.
Keep in mind, I guess, that the first thing that we planned on doing, we didn't plan on making AI do specific things. We planned on AI being us. Like, people just wanted to create a computer robotic version of ourselves. That was the first, and then they realized that's a lot more complicated, so they start breaking it down into sort of into more smaller, more manageable chunks. But my only concern, again, is there's no point in setting these rules if no one's going to abide by them. So I feel like you almost have to be on the defensive right away. I mean, I don't know that it's a nuclear arms race, but I think there's a certain arms race aspect to this. I mean, we need AI that's good enough to start looking for, fake news or news that is. I mean, fake news makes it sound trivial. It's not. What about misinformation? Like true misinformation? Right. What about subtly shifting sentiment with bots that could do. It's funny in doing my using Python to scrape sites and stuff and automate the process of I literally on some of these sites to get the data, I have it opening a page, looking for a link and moving the mouse to it to click on it. Right. So, and then I started going like, oh my God, there are far more advanced bots doing this all over the world in all sorts of areas, from Twitter to Reddit to TikTok or any of these things. They're all going to be, everyone is going to be working on automated versions of these things. And what do you do when the script kiddies, as they used to call the hackers who just used automation, you type into an AI, I want, what's the best way to take down Gmail? You know what I mean? And then they just start bashing away at it until it figures out a way of doing it. I mean, one of the things that was mentioned sort of in passing in Google's I/O this morning was the idea of using AI for security as well. But the reality is, when you accept that AI can be used for security to secure a system, you are admitting basically that means that it's also being used to try to break into systems.
To break in.
So now you've got this arms race of like anything, as soon as you have as we do with all human stuff, competing views on things, you're going to have an escalation as soon as you start using AI on this stuff. And so what happens? The internet becomes unusable because there's so much traffic on it that's not human. You know what I mean? It'd be interesting. I mean, singularities get lonely. It's true, Jaunty. It's true.
I have to go because I have to do a speech in a half an hour.
Go and do a speech, buddy. Can you record it so we can hear it, or will they record it, or what's the?
I don't know. It's going to be on Google Meet, so I think I could record it.
Well, or ask them to, or yeah, or see if they can get
Yeah,
a copy. I'd love to see that. Well, look, say hi to my old friends.
Okay.
And enjoy. Yeah, speak well, my friend.
Thanks,
well done.
bud.
Seriously, well freaking
Yay.
done. You got to be feeling
Bye,
really
everybody.
freaking good. Everybody say bye to GimpyG. Goodbye, GimpyG. Well done, buddy. Talk soon.
Bye.
Should I hang up for you? Is that probably easier, isn't it? I will hang up for. Oh, he's already done it. Look at him. Oh, he's probably using his game face. I got to get this game face thing installed. It's like so cool. The weakness in most systems is often not the systems themselves, it's the people. I would say Opal Mist, that's always the problem. Isn't it? Isn't it always the humans? Stupid humans. It's stupid humans. It's always the stupid humans. Look at Lance giving speeches at Google. I know. Isn't that amazing? Like, I'm so, could not be happier. Let me tell you what I do. The one thing that not bothers me, that was frustrating to me was, my hope was to go and do that video with them. Like, I really wanted to go down and sort of hang out while they're making the video and stuff. And I wasn't allowed in the video because I'm SAG, and it was a non-union. I thought it was a documentary, so I thought it was no big deal. As long as I'm calling myself David Hewlett, I can do whatever I want because I own me, and I can be in a documentary. I don't have to worry about unions for that stuff. But because it was a commercial, I couldn't appear in it because otherwise they'd have to make it a union. Oh God, I was like, what? Oh no! Once again, my acting has got in the way of my nerding. Anyways, but it is a very good thing you burned down the house, Jim Evo, very much so. Jim, you mentioned something earlier about the Turing stuff. The Turing thing is fascinating to me because I haven't seen the piece that you were talking about specifically. I haven't read it. I only read of it, not it itself. But the fascinating thing about Turing thing is that we've sort of passed that. Like, I feel like AI is good enough to convince people that it's human at this point. Which used to be the holy grail of AI, and now we're realizing, well, I mean, it's easy to trick humans. Now we just got to figure out how to, make AI even smarter. It's just fragger frags. Yeah, fragger frags. Good thing I burnt down his house. Yes. Doing a service for the many, indeed. When did you grow a mustache? You look like Einstein. Oh my God. Second attempt Pog. You should have seen it the other day. I had a big and bushy, and I woke up with my hair everywhere. I looked exactly like Einstein. I was like, I want to play Einstein in a show or something. My sister and I have been talking about a science show, and I thought maybe I could play like a science teacher who looks exactly like Einstein. I think that'd be fun. And I would be crazy. Way to go, GimpyG. It's so true. Hey, David, you see my message? When I get a message saying, have you seen my message? I never know what to do with that because obviously I haven't seen the message. What was the message? Hate Bunny? Hate Bunny TV. That's got a good name. It's got a ring to it. I'm not a big bunny fan myself, to be honest. Bunnies are mean. They're mean animals, they are. All right, I must wrap up at 5:15, so don't let me natter on for too long. Okay, the interesting thing is the ChatGPT can speak Hungarian. I didn't know, but it's weird. The languages, they're getting really good at the languages. Lance was saying that the fold phone, apparently you can be talking to someone in FaceTime or whatever whatever the Google equivalent is I never use. And all of the translation happens on the other side. So kind of cool. All right. Because we gave away so much data from the point you knows the answers. So, yeah, I mean, I think this is the thing that I struggle with. AI is being trained on social media. I mean, we've literally, who's trained AI? We have. Like, when we tagged faces in Facebook, when we tagged people in Google Photos or Apple Photos or whatever, I mean, we've trained the AI. All of that artwork that we've uploaded, all those things that go, oh, look what I made. Look at the food I made. Look at the things I'm doing. Look at the clothes I've got. All of this need to share with people on these platforms has given it access to such an incredible amount of and scope of data that it can use. And I guess maybe, I don't know if I'm being defeatist or if I'm being optimistic, strangely optimistic for the pessimist nihilist that I am. I feel like I've got beyond that. I feel like I've gone, great, yeah, you know what? You've got 1 million hours of footage of me doing whatever, whether it be live streams or Stargates or you know, or C episodes, whatever. You've got a ton of my noggin out there, my game face out there. So how do we use that? How does that become valuable? How do we, I cannot stress enough how important it is, I think, for everybody, no matter how far they think their life is from AI, to look for ways that it can be used in whatever you're doing, because it is the only way you are going to remain relevant in this world. I think is to figure this out. I think we sort of have to put our egos aside and say, okay, now there are machines out there that can be in quote unquote inspired by everything we've done thus far. So how do we now transcend that? How do we become, what is our role as humans now that some of these sort of more atomic level things are being taken away? No one ever, I'm sorry, maybe they did, but I certainly didn't. It never occurred to me that all of that feeding of data as to what these images are could be reversed. And you say, type it, and then it creates an image. I mean, I don't think many people were ready for it to get that good that fast. And also, you got to keep in mind, it's learning at an AI rate, not a human rate. So this is stuff that's, we sleep and it learns, and it's just every single day, it's just getting better and better and better at this stuff. So, AI does not even have to be better. It just needs to be cheaper and more. Oh God, that's so jaded. Second attempt pod. You are welcome here. Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. It just needs to be cheaper. And I mean, but think about that. Think about that as our metrics for existence. Like, we have dollar t-shirts. Why? Because people are working in miserable conditions making those things. I mean, and I'm being a complete hypocrite here. You kidding? I got 1 million frickin' t-shirts, and I'm sure that many of them were made by people who were poorly paid in terrible conditions. And so I think AI is going to, I never get this right. Exacerbate? Is it exacerbate? No, or exacerbate. I never get that right. Either one of those. It's going to make it worse. I think it's going to highlight those problems even more. I think there are going to be some, badly paid, bad condition jobs that will be replaced by AI and automation. And you know what? If it to some extent, I feel like if we can get the children out of the factories, like we did in the industrial revolution, if we can get people into a safer position where they're not having to risk life and limb and eyesight and backs and hands and whatever to work, whether it be a mine or sewing shitty jeans for Americans. I mean, like, if we can get people out of those jobs and into something better, fantastic. But if we just remove those jobs, we're making their lives even more miserable. And I think one of the positive things about AI that I see is that it's not just replacing those like subsistence level jobs. It has a very, very good possibility of replacing white collar jobs in this case. And if I was a graphic artist right now, I'd be really concerned, really, really concerned. I obviously, Jack Jasra has a style and an art approach that is his own personal stuff, and I think that's fantastic. He's also smart enough to know that he's got to go to school and learn computers, because that's where he's going to be earning his money. But it is frustrating that his talents as an artist, are going to very quickly be eclipsed by AI. I mean, I'm not saying they're going to be as good as him or as original him or as Jack Jasra as him, obviously. But the reality is that for some people who don't value the human side of that, they're going to be replaced with AI. Advertising, marketing, a lot of this crap is all going to be, they're going to feed a list of marketing concerns into a script AI and spit out Guardians of the Galaxy episodes or Star Wars films or whatever. I mean, if they aren't already, judging by how freaking terrible they are. I did watch John Wick 4 last night, by the way, which was really fun. Too long, but fun, really fun. Keanu is just still the coolest man. And I'll tell you who else was fantastic is the was it Skarsgård? Is it Skarsgård? Have I got that right? I get confused with someone else. But the clown in It plays a character in this, and he's fantastic, just fantastically twisted. Hello from France. Bonjour, Lud Marty Taylor. Cheers. A lot of France in John Wick 4, I might add. I got to wrap up because it's 10 after 5, and I got to be gone by 5:15. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to wrap up. But I just got to say a huge, huge thank you to Lawrence Moroney, to Avneet and Khan and Glenn and of course Lance GimpyG, being a part of that media pipe game face thing was a highlight for me, an absolute highlight, and I'm so freaking happy that it sort of blossomed into this thing that gets presented at Google I/O. I mean, it's freaking fantastic. So huge congratulations to all of them. I'm so impressed and just so freaking excited that it worked out, and I can't wait to come up with more ideas. We got to come up with more ideas. I'm so excited about what can be done with this stuff. I mean, especially with the AI angle on it as well. And I'm also really looking forward to going face to face with Game Face. With GimpyG and maybe some other people if they're interested as well. So, all right, I'm out. The orange chat is super delayed, by the way. I know there's a huge freaking delay on a lot of things. I guess it's a YouTube thing. I don't know maybe it's a YouTube thing or maybe it's not a YouTube thing. I don't know. Late coming in. Have a wonderful day, David. Oh, Bad Wolf 77. Is that going to be a Doctor Who reference? I'm assuming. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not going to stay for long. And a Border Time Lords. There's Doctor Who people everywhere. I love it. I just sent kind of one very Vibe has to do has to write a biographical piece for school or something. Is that right? Let's see if I put my headphones to sleep or not.
Yeah, that is right. It is very boring so far.
Is it? What is it? But you were saying that you were going to do me. Did I talk you into doing GimpyG?
I've actually already got all the information and stuff, so
it's easy to do. Well, the advantage of my stuff is that there's like websites that actually have it listed in chronological order already anyways. But you have to write a little piece about someone, and so of course you would choose me for that, as I would choose me as well. You could have done yourself. Why didn't you do that? That would have been funny, actually, if you'd done a biography of yourself, an autobiography.
You have to have more than one source, so.
Oh, do you? Well, you could have asked your dad, and you could ask your mom. Do you have siblings? You could ask them.
You have to have like a print source too. It's really.
Damn it. Okay, all right. So I guess it works for that. All I'm saying is that biography that I sent you, just make sure I wouldn't copy it word for word because my grammar and my spelling is freaking atrocious. We'll get you. They'll be like, "Oh my God, this poor kid. He's got some serious learning problems. We're gonna keep him back a couple of years, just based on the biography that I wrote." You used to hammer those. I have to hammer those things out all the time for press stuff because you constantly trying to update it and constantly trying to tweak it for whoever it is that wants to do whoever's doing the piece. So you try to make it sort of more work for whoever it is that you're submitting it to, and so yeah. Enjoy that. How long does it have to be? Like, how long is the piece?
They haven't really said yet, so I'm just going to try to do the bare minimum.
So you're not sure exactly how long it has to be? Yeah. Well, can't you just feed all that stuff in? Like, can't you just get just ChatGPT to write something and then you just edit it?
I am thinking of doing it.
I mean, it's good for ideas. I use it for ideas all the time, and I'll cut and paste little bits here and there if it's something that works. I mean, I feel like it's a tool. As long as you're not just don't just cut and paste it, because then I feel like you could probably get caught for that. But if you use it as a tool, like as a grammar checker. Like you're allowed to use grammar checkers and stuff. It's basically a glorified, it's like a grammar checker and Google at the same time. As long as you're not just cutting and pasting and pretending it's yours, then I think you're fine. And also, the other thing is ask for, when you get it to give you stuff, get it to ask it for references. Like, where did it get that information? So you can just click it and double check, because you never know. Like, I've had it, and on AI, I asked it about me, and it made up movies that I wasn't in with actors I've never worked with. And I don't know.
That's actually kind of cool.
Isn't that weird? It's like, I was like, would they be good movies? Maybe we should write them. All right. It is now 5:15. I got to run. VibePup, thanks for coming in and witnessing GimpyG on Google I/O, which is really cool. I'm going to have to clip that and use that to, just to tease him basically from now on in. Whenever like he enters the room, I'll have to like sort of play a clip of it or something. It hallucinates citations. Yeah, I mean, that's it. But it's only going to get better. Either better at making stuff up, or it's going to get better at getting you what you want. I already find it. The more I use it, the more I feel like it's better at sort of like, like just focusing in on what I need specifically. So it predicts the answer. Yeah, it doesn't. That's right. Yeah, it's predicting what it thinks the next best word is to use in the sentence. I mean, it's just extraordinary how it works, and extraordinary how good it is at it. And as I say, coding. Oh my God, VibePup. If you ever have to do any coding for school, it's the best for that, because you can get it to write the code for you and then explain the code for you, so you know exactly what you're doing. It's just fantastic, Although apparently some people have been just cutting and pasting stuff directly into it and running it and finding problems. Like, oh, look at that! It deleted my hard drive because it felt like it. Anyways, all right, bionic liar. Exactly, that's what it is. It's a bionic liar. I like that, Joni. All right, everyone, be safe, be kind, be brilliant. I am out of here. I got a life. You can't kick me around anymore. I got to go get ready to go to London, Ontario, and be a detective standing in the rain. So I will see you next week. And in the meantime, I am going to struggle, but I will attempt to get the next email of awesomeness out. And then I guess we'll have to talk about 2 emails of awesomeness, because I didn't even touch on that one this week because I haven't had a chance to do that. So, yeah, definitely go to techbandits.org. And sign up for the email of awesomeness if you can, because that's the best way to get the hot off the presses Hewlett and science updates. So, all right, everyone, be safe, be kind, be brilliant. And until we geek again, cheerio and huzzah. I just hit myself in the face. All right, see y'all.